Hi, folks. Incoming students, I would imagine most of you are. Thanks for joining us here. My name's Connie. I'm the undergrad advisor in the Department of Drama, and my panelist is faculty Ken Williams, who works in a number of areas within the department, but I guess his primary specialization would be in the field of playwriting. Would you say that, Ken?
That's my specialty, yes.
So I'm really interested in hearing what your questions are. I could give just a kind of a quick overview of drama, and then yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit about each of you as well when you actually put a question forward. In particular, I'd like to know what program that you're entering at the university this fall, and what area of interest that you might be interested in terms of drama, and whether you are still looking for a course possibly for your fall timetable, because we do have some fall remote courses that might be available to you. So anyway, I guess I'm just going to start off by answering the question, what is drama? And so drama trains individuals for all the jobs that are required to create and produce a live performance. And we offer studies in history, theater, practice of live performance. So do you want to act, direct, write a play, do costume design, lighting design, create original soundscape, design and build a set, manage a production? So it covers the whole gamut in terms of all of those fields of study coming together to produce shows within our fantastic facilities here at the U of A, which is the Timms Center for the Arts, as well as many performing spaces that we have within our field. So I think that's all I'm going to say at the moment, and we have our first question. When are the auditions for the Bfa Acting program? I'm going to answer probably the largest majority of the questions live, because I think I can certainly cover a lot more ground than if I was to start typing. So our Bfa Acting program is a 4-year degree program, but the way it's set up, the first year is a pre-professional year where you could be studying in any discipline at any post-secondary institution to meet the pre-professional year requirements, which might be, it could be any variety of courses, whether they're under the arts or sciences or whatever. So when you're in that pre-professional year, let's say you're entering this fall and taking some courses, in February is when we conduct our auditions for the BFA Bachelor of Fine Arts Acting program. So you would probably apply for an audition in January, and that's just a process that is explained in more detail on the website. If you apply, you are guaranteed an audition, and then I set up those auditions during reading week, which is usually second, third week of February. Once you've gone through the initial audition, and if we would like to see you again, we will schedule callback auditions, and then you'll be invited back usually the following week for a callback audition, and yeah, that's how it works. Do Drama 102 and Drama 103 require textbooks? Do you know the answer to that, Ken?
I don't, because those aren't courses I teach myself. So
right,
that would be dependent on the instructor, because each instructor will set up what kind of material you need, and we try and find the material that's through our library system as much as we possibly can, but that's not a guarantee that you don't have to purchase a text or a textbook of some kind.
So my question to you is, would you like me to send a couple of course outlines to you from the past, because I think that would actually educate me too in terms of seeing whether, how much of a textbook requirement there is. And it might simply be because these are critical analysis of plays courses. It might be more that you're having to access particular plays to read, and whether you can get them from the library. We certainly have what's called the Guberman reading room within the drama department, where we have shelves and shelves and shelves of all kinds of materials, and in particular plays. That will likely not be available to you this fall, but if it's Drama 103 that you're taking, which has now been moved, well, actually, no, actually they're both in fall now. So, but anyway, I believe the Rutherford Library on campus has substantial resources as well, Ken?
They do, yeah.
Yeah. So let me just check here. Now, I don't know if what might be a good idea is my name is all over the website, Connie.Golden at ualberta. So if you would like me to do that, if you just want to send a follow-up email to me, I'm happy to provide that for you. Would I miss anything if I choose to attend in winter? So I'm guessing you're an incoming student, and you've chosen not to take any drama courses remotely, but you're probably going to be on campus. I'm just kind of guessing. If you don't do any drama courses until winter, and you're a first-year student, you would miss the two core drama courses that drama majors typically take in their first year. So either Drama 102 or 103, which are actually equivalents. Usually minors are in 102, majors are in 103. But that would be the only thing that you miss on the drama side. And you could easily pick that up, possibly in spring if we offer one of those. Or you would just have to wait until fall in order to pick that up. But obviously during these times, we're going to be making a lot of adjustments. So a course like that would not hold you up in terms of actually going into what would be considered maybe your second year as a drama major. We would make sure that you'd be able to take that course concurrently with the practical courses that we're hoping to offer very soon. What are the internships available with a drama major? We don't actually have formal internships set up. What you find within our programs, and in particular our BFA production program, that has three streams. There's technical production, there's stage management, and there's design or theater design. And within all three of those streams, throughout the whole time you're in that program, you're doing a number of practicums. So you're working on different shows, you're supporting different initiatives. You may even be supporting initiatives that are off campus. So I guess one could look at those as they're not an internship per se, because and it's not a mentorship, but you have supervisors that are working with you on individual basis in program areas. So that's basically sprinkled throughout. We don't have internships that directly relate to either the BA drama major or BFA acting programs. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, you know of any internships?
Well, I wouldn't say they're internships so much as that you do have acting opportunities in the other classes that when students in the senior levels doing the directing. and scene study courses that they have auditions, and they're always looking for actors. They're always looking for people to stage manage for them. They're always looking for people to help set. So it's in terms of it's, again, they're not official internships, but they are for lack of a better word, an extracurricular up to practice what you're being taught.
And opportunities to learn a new skill set that may not be directly related to your formal training, but definitely ways to get involved.
Yeah. Yeah, particularly the courses like Drama 383 and Drama 483 these are the people with their directing scenes. They're always looking for actors. So there'll be calls for auditions here.
I hope that answered your question. For someone going into theater, what are the benefits of BA versus BA honors versus Bfa acting? That's a pretty big question. So I guess the BA program and the BA honors program have quite a few similarities. And the Bfa acting program is okay, so sorry, I'll start with those programs. So the BA honors, it's not a particularly prescribed list of courses that you need to take. We have certain courses that we want you to take when you choose that as your major, and usually there's a couple of them in first year, there's 4 of them, up to 6 of them in second year, and then once you get into third and fourth year, it becomes quite a bit of an open menu in terms of what areas you'd like to pursue. Some students prefer to lean towards the more practical-based courses, like scene study or introduction to directing, or playwriting. Other students may lean more towards theory-based education, which would be critical analysis of plays, theater history, dramaturgy, that kind of thing. So we're kind of letting you kind of get your feet wet for the first year or two, and we're telling you what to take, but then you're able to branch out in those areas as you go further along. BA Honors takes that a step further. In the BA Honors program, you have to be a pretty motivated student, because we're going to allow you to take more drama courses than you would in the BA Drama major, and we're also going to require you to, there's a thesis component to that program, and there's some higher level courses where you're actually, in some cases, in the same classroom as grad students. So usually people would go in the direction of honors if they were planning to continue on and do an MFA studies, or sorry, MA studies after that. So again, if you want full details on any of those programs, you can find that on the website, or you can email me and I can certainly give you additional. I actually have program layouts for all of these, so you can actually look at the program layout and see what the possibilities are, what you'd need to take, and what the possibilities are to take throughout the course of that program. Bfa Acting is quite different. The focus is on. Ken, you want to talk about Bfa Acting?
Yeah, it's Bfa Acting is that's all you do for 3 years. After your qualifying year, then you have 3 years of intense acting training, and I'm not diminishing it by saying that's all you, but that is all you do. It is an elite program. It is focused on acting exclusively. So whereas the BA has a more general view of what you're going to learn in theater, because you learn a lot of different things. With the Bfa Acting is all you're doing, and it is a very, very centered focused training program is the best way to put it. So that is the difference. You want to be an actor, BFA is where you want to try and get into. If you just want to act, and it's very good training. But if you want a more general, where I want to do everything kind of aspect to learning about theater, then the BA is more that area.
And I'll say something else about the acting program is that we actually only take in between 12 and 14 students per year. So it's highly competitive. We audition across the country. Those students, if they're given a spot in the program, they're actually in a cohort when they're here. So they're with that same group of students. So they've done their pre-professional year, we've offered them a spot in the program, and they're in the program now for 3 full years. They're with those same students the whole time. So there's a lot of singing classes, there's a lot of movement, there's stage combat, but the primary core is acting. Do you know if there are any theater opportunities as a student despite the fall classes being online? Ken?
Theater, like maybe some clarification. Are you talking about theater outside of the university or theater within the university?
I think they have to be talking about outside because we're not running any
studio or any, like there's no in-person classes except for a very, very select few within the drama department, and of course the campus is largely closed as well. So I would have to say no on that aspect on campus. Outside of that, the theaters I know of in the city are kind of adapting and trying to adapt as much as possible, and that adaptation is constant and evolving. So my advice is pay attention to what's happening in the theaters community in Edmonton. This is the best thing I can say, because the ability to plan long term has actually been really taken away. We don't really know when the pandemic is going to end. We don't really know when people want to go back into buildings to go see theater. So that is the best answer I can give you. Is check their websites. They're constantly updating. They're constantly announcing new stuff. So there's a lot of different opportunities. There might be opportunities available, and that's the only way you're really going to find out.
Okay, I'm just going to interject here before I take another question. I wanted to tell you about a couple of courses, and you could take these in any year that you're here, whether you're coming from a faculty where you still have an arts requirement and you're in your 4th year and about to graduate and you're still wanting to pick up a junior course, 100 level course, or whether you're just coming into 1st year here. So I'm just going to mention a couple of courses where we still have a space. And so the first one is a course called Introduction to Theater Art, Drama 101, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 2 o'clock to 3:20. And I'm happy to send any of I have a sheet here with 3 different courses that I'm just going to go over, and I'm happy to get that sheet into your hands after all of this if you want to shoot me a quick email. So the first course is Introduction to Theater Art, and I'll just tell you a little. Ever wonder how theater works? How does playwriting, acting, directing, and designing all fit together to make the show? How do different people and cultures do this at different historical times? How do theater artists practice now? What about online performance? And there's more detail on this sheet, but I won't get into it. But it's an excellent overview, kind of, Ken, right? Yeah, just encompasses is the bigger picture of what theater is. Second course is Introduction to Dramatic Process. We have 2 sections that are still available, being taught remotely in fall. Typically, we do teach the Drama 149 in person, but we're not able to obviously do that in the fall. So they've been adapted in a way that maybe Ken, you can talk about it since you're teaching it.
Yeah, we're trying to use as much of the technology as we can to find ways to interact as one-on-one and in real time as possible, because drama, that is the essence of what the 149 course is getting students who have very little, and it's meant for students who have very little experience in theater or no experience at all, to understand sort of some basic tenets of the dramatic art. And we're starting with acting, and the basis we start with acting here at the University of Alberta is with improv training. And so we don't deal with text. We do not analyze text in this course at all. And it's all about, centering the body, finding voice, performing, using non-conventional text. When I say not using text, I mean not using play text. We use non-conventional text. We use found text. We use other types of text to break out of, to get sort of the basic understanding of theater training. The way it's going to have to be a little bit of flexibility in this area, instructors and the students, because we are stretching the limitations of the technology we're using. So there might be some adaptation throughout the year, throughout the term, because of what Zoom can or cannot do. So, but the basics are improv training and sort of finding, centering the body, centering the voice, and performing.
So I want to mention that Ken is actually teaching that course on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12:50. There are spots. You should be able to go on and register yourself if you're interested. And again, that course name is Drama 149, Section A1, Introduction to Dramatic Process. There's also an evening section that's offered if you're at all interested. And the other course, now this is, I'm in a webinar, I'll call you. Sorry, that was the production coordinator calling me. There's lots going on in drama right now, so my phone line's open when I'm here working remote. Okay, so the other course is Playwright's Take on Hollywood, and that course number is Drama 307. And although it's a 300 level course, it is open to students, whether they're incoming, whether they're first years, whether they're fourth years. We just had to have a course number that already existed because it's a brand new course that we're offering. And once again, I'm going to turn it over to Ken because he's teaching it.
Yes, this is what it is. It's not. It's to look at the architecture of theater versus the architecture of film. Just to give you a little bit of background, I, as a playwright, I've had optioned and worked on screenplays for 3 of my plays. We haven't been produced. That's part of what I'm going to be talking about. Is that the reason why there's a difference between the film adaptation of a stage play and the stage play itself. The films we will be, the plays that we will be looking at, I could already line them up, are Macbeth, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Rabbit Hole, Doubt, a Parable, Unnatural and Accidental Women, and Pontypool, and American Son. There are a variety of reasons why I've chosen those, but the way that I'm going to be teaching the course is to look at it creatively. There will be some theory involved, but a lot of it is going to be based on how you understand the space, literally the space of theater, the space of a stage, and how it's produced, and placing of even set pieces and everything else, as opposed to the space and the space that you're allowed to use in film. So that's the sort of quickest way I can explain that course is going to be. It's involve individual assignments, is going to involve group assignments as well, and I'm going to be using a podcast-like format to deliver a lot of the lectures, so that we can also do this synchronously as well as asynchronously.
Cool. I want to take it. As a student of the BA BEd program, what are the differences we have to the normal BA students? Okay. So basically, the BA drama major program and the BA BEd secondary combined program look very similar for the first 3 years. The first years are identical. The second year, you might be throwing in an education course like an Ed 100 or something. In the third year, I think you're taking 2 ed courses and mainly drama. So the first 3 years, you're primarily taking drama courses. At the end of 3 years, I promote you to education. And for the next 2 years, you actually become an education student. And it switches. So all of a sudden, you're doing way more education courses in your 4th year and less drama, although you are doing a couple of high-level senior drama courses, which are our most exciting courses, advanced directing, production and performance. And then in your 5th year, you're primarily doing your practicums through education in a high school environment. But I understand that now education is allowing students to actually do one practicum in their 4th year and one practicum in their 5th year. So that's kind of how it's made up. So the reason we set it up that way is with the BEd secondary program, they're only here for 4 years, and it was just found that they didn't have enough room in order to take the high-level drama courses that really would be really super helpful once they get into the classroom. So that's why we came up with this BA BEd combined 5-year program. Is there a guaranteed career placement after graduating from the Bfa Acting program? No, there isn't. We're not hooked into that idea of matching people up to programs in the community. There's just not enough. You're doing your education here, but then you really got to take that into your own hands and get out there and make the connections. And you make the connections all along the way, right, Ken?
Yeah, you do. It's before I became a professor here at the University of Alberta. I was in the business, I guess, the theater business for 20 odd years. And also, I do know I graduated from the University of Alberta, so I'm going to be a little bit biased. But I've always seen that BFA actors, when they come out of this program, can walk into any professional theater in Canada, and they know the space, they know the rules, they know how to work. They've already been well trained in the protocols of theater. They are very well trained as actors, and how to do all the work that's necessary. So they're highly sought after. Is what I'm saying. So yeah, but you do have to take that onto yourself. You better get used to auditioning and auditioning and auditioning and auditioning, because that's just the life afterwards.
Where am I?
Program start date, end dates for BFA production program.
Oh, okay. What are the program's start and end dates for the BFA production program? The BFA production program has the same dates as any of our 4-year degree programs or any of the 4-year degree programs, I would say, in general across the university. So you would be applying, and we have certain requirements of when you apply. We want you to have a letter of intent that tells us a bit about yourself. We want a theater resume to see if you've done any work, and not necessarily in the area of production, but what kind of connection you've had, whether you've done some theater in high school or whatever, what interests you. And then we need 3 reference letters. The selection process takes place in April, and you would have a interview with the coordinator of that program, and usually we have a faculty person, the head of the technical theater program, or a production manager in the TIMS join in that interview as well. If you're given a spot, you would be entering that fall. and then you would follow a straight four-year program, whether you're in specialty design, stage management, or technical theater. So sometimes our shows spill into the spring term. So I guess you may be asked to do some of your practicum work in spring, but that's usually just an extension of winter for us. So it's not like you're actually you're not actually registering spring. Hope I answered that okay, but feel free to get in touch with me if you need more information. Courses. What are the best courses to take for a career in directing film?
This is simple. Go to film school. There are some things that can cross over, obviously, but acting for film and directing for film are completely different skill sets than acting for theater and directing for theater. Your approaches are different. How you approach a script is completely different. Maybe some basic acting and some basic directing might be helpful, but in the end, if you really want to direct for film, you got to go to film school.
Can the training in the BFA acting program be transferable to a career in film?
Mostly. You are, you know, but again, it's a completely different medium. It's if you're a well-trained actor and well-trained actors are golden. They're like diamonds, but how you act on stage is a completely different approach than how you act before a camera. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying that actors usually have to take those skills and adapt them for film.
I think we've answered all of the questions that have been put forward. Maybe I'll just check that again and see if there's.
Oh, there's one at the very bottom.
Oh, there's one. Yeah. What year of the BA program should you? What year of the BA program should you start the BFA program? Oh, okay. You know, it really varies because somebody might come in with into the first year of university, into the pre-professional year with already some substantial background. They've maybe done a lot of work in high school. They've done some work in the community, extra training. They audition and we're like, right away, we want that person, offer them a spot. And then we'll have other people that have been in the BA program for a couple of years, maybe even 3 years, and they made it's become very clear to them that, you know what I really want to be in is the BFA acting program, and I know it's going to mean that I'm going to be at the university for a few more years, but that's what I'm going to go after. So you know, we see both ranges of people that we offer spots to. Hope that answers your question. That looks about it for now. Anybody else want to put forward a question? I will say just one more thing. I want to talk a little bit about our Bachelor of Fine Arts production program. We've recently revamped that program with consultation with industry and the way industry has developed over the last several years. And we now have courses set up that are directly linked to how maybe help me with this, Ken, like how our training is the latest out there in terms of the field of working backstage. and working on big stages, and the technology and the advancements in terms of technology are all now part of our program. So it's a really, really exciting program to look into. And these are students that when they leave our doors, basically go directly into employment opportunities. Not necessarily in Edmonton, but it could be anywhere. It could be across Canada. It could be international. So we have some it's a very, you're highly employable, I guess what I'm saying, when you graduate from that program. We have another question. Sorry, Ken, were you going to say something?
You can. It's a simple answer, yes.
If you do not get into the BFA, can you apply again and have a chance of getting in? Absolutely.
Yep.
Very common. You might be really green when it comes to being an audition. You might have a bad day and blow it. You know, we don't want to say that, but we have bad days. But really, and it's not just the audition. We actually interview you as well. We spend some time with you, and we suggest different ways of doing things within the audition, so you get second chances. And then we're a pretty caring bunch, and everything. But if you don't get in that year, you can continue to audition as long as you want. You can keep coming back and auditioning, and we'll consider you.
One of the things I can say is that if you don't get into the BFA, through the audition process, the instructors that see you will give you extensive notes on if they feel you're almost there. They'll go, okay, these are the things you really have to work on for to audition again for the following year. So you are given a lot of information about where they feel you need to improve if you are interested in coming back and applying again.
I think I got time here for one more question. And there's one here. Should I have been able to log into all the E-class courses for the fall already, or are they still going up? I have no idea.
The default for that is the first day of classes. And that's if the instructor uses E-class. It's not all instructors use E-class. The majority of us do, but not everyone is. There's no compulsion. It's up to each individual instructor to make that decision. I use E-class. All my courses will be available first day.
And I think there has been dialogue across the department in terms of encouraging our instructors to use E-class. So I'm hopeful that the majority would be, but can't really guarantee that. So
yeah.
I think that's it, unless I see anything else here. And we are close to, okay, thank you so much. I should know on the first day. Yes, indeed. You should know on the first day. And once again, my email is all over the JAMA website. It's connie.golden@ualberta.ca. And I am typically your first point of contact for any questions program related. And if you want to be talking to someone that works in a specific program area, I can definitely set that up for you as well. And at this point, I would normally be offering tours to you, but I can't do that this year, and that's the nature of our situation. But whenever that does open up, I will be opening up tours again, and it's not going to be for open house this year, which is going to be virtual, but it would be a really great thing for you to come and tour around our facilities and see all the the prop shop and wardrobe and our scene painting shop and carpentry shop where the big sets are built and rolled right out onto the stage, and our performing facilities and all that drama has to offer. So yeah, keep in touch, and yeah. Let me see, any more questions? What are the tours like? Oh, I think I just answered that. Both been helpful, appreciate it. Can't wait to tour. Thank you for hosting, thank you. Okay, well, thanks for visiting us.
Yes, and we honestly, I think we both agree that we can't wait for the buildings to be reopened and you get to see the wonderful facilities that we have at the university.
Everybody stay safe out there.
Yes, wear a mask.
See you soon.